Developers, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be continuing with our data structure and algorithm series. And in this today we will be seeing reverse an array. So let's take an example. The purpose, as I always said, is of my channel is not just to solve a problem, but also how we can proceed with this problem. So suppose we take an example of the first use case where we have 12, 9, 90 and 80. So what we have to do basically, we have to reverse the array. What does that mean is we have to bring the this one, means we have to basically change this one with the this one, first with the last, this with your this, then it will be basically your array will be reversed. So it will become something like 80, 90, 9 and 12. In the same way, if you suppose have something 9, we can say 8, 90, 80. In that case as well, what we have to do, basically, what does a reverse mean? If you check, if I give you just a number, normal number, then what will be the output? It will be something like this, correct? So this is what we are doing here as well. What we are doing, if you consider this, then this is basically replaced with the last number 80, 12. We have 9 and 90. So 90 came to the second place and 9 came at the second last place, and 8 will remain in the middle. So what we are actually doing is we are actually reversing our array in such a way that it is replacing a particular index with the other index. So first thing which came here is first we have to iterate till where. If you check, we are just iterating from here, and after 8 it's already reversed, so we have to just iterate to the half. Now how to take a half of a length of an array? It's very simple. If suppose your array is of length 5, so we have two operators. One is this operator and other one is this operator. So this basically returns your quotient and this returns your remainder. So when you divide 5 by 2, then it will become 2. And when you divide this, so basically it will give you a remainder. So what will be a remainder? 4, 1 will be your remainder. But we have to take this one. We will be playing with the quotient here because we have to navigate till the middle. So if you check, this comes out to be 2. 2 means it is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So what condition we will have to add? We have to check till less than the uh, this length, less than this length. So first condition, first we have to do a iteration, then we will put a condition check till less than uh, 2. And now the important thing of this question is third point. I'm writing here. The third point is we have to understand how the indexes are getting uh, swapped. So basically, if you see my index, all the arrays start with 0. I think this is clear to everyone. So if I just check here, then this is my 0, this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 3. So let's take this 12, uh, the same example which we are just considering. So it is, let me write somewhere, let me write here. This is 12, 9, 8, 90 and 80. So this will be your 0, this will be your 1, this will be your index 2, this will be your index 3, this will be your index 4. So what we are actually doing, we are replacing index 0 with index 4. So if you have to if you just try to understand uh, how this 4 will come if we try to get it from the array length. So this will be our I, correct? Because the for loop will start with 0, so this will be I. How 4 will come? 4 will come by your length of array. Length of array is 5. So length of array is 5. Okay. So this will be 5. 5 minus 1 if we do, then it will be 4. Okay. But there will be one more condition. So suppose it if it is 1 now. So 1 will be replaced with 3. So if we put the same thing, length minus 1, and then again it will be 4. So how the 3 will come? Length minus 1 minus I. So this will be my condition. If you check for 2, obviously for it is less than 2, so we will not run the loop for 2. We have to run for less than 2. This we have just seen here. So we got our three conditions to write our program. So this is how we proceed with any problem. So let me just open my code base. So let me check. I think it is, yeah, I think now you guys might be seeing the screen. So first we have to find out if you have seen this thing, we have to find out key till where we have to loop it. First we have to loop it and then till where. So uh, we have to loop it till 5 module 2. 5 module 2 means we have to basically loop it till length minus array length divided by 2. So I will just write splitted length is equal to array divided by 2. This will give me, sorry, array length divided by 2. This will give me the splitted length. And I think now you guys are also getting why we have put a less than sign. Because we just discussed, we don't have, uh, we have to just uh, iterate a loop till the middle of the array. Just to show you again. So if you see here, we have taken out this condition till where we have to loop it. Correct? Okay. So let me just now what? Now we have to come back to our condition where we have to check where we have to basically uh, reverse. So we have put our two condition. One is divide by length. Other is till where we have to get it. Now we have to put our third condition in which we were basically swapping the indexes. So while swapping the indexes, you should always remember uh, how does a swap work. Just to give you a very small brief, I will just take this this new screen. So if suppose I give you two boxes and in one box I put some uh, apple and in one box I put some oranges. So if I say you have to basically these means you have to put orange in box A and apple in box B. What will be your approach? I think first you will take out the apples, correct? Might be you may keep it on ground or you may keep it on a some temporary place. Then you will put your oranges in A, and then you will put your C back to B. Correct? Means if we have to swap these things, if we have to put the oranges in A, then we will take the apples out, we will put the oranges, and then where we have kept this um, our apples on the floor, that we will keep it on the in the or in the bucket B. So any swap work in the same way. So suppose you have one index I and you have to swap it with what formula we have just derived. We have derived length minus 1 minus I. So I think here also we have just seen the final formula here. This is the final formula, how we derived one by one step. So this was our final formula. So we have to replace till length minus 1 minus I. So you just think of these two as a two buckets of apple and mango. Then what you will do, you will basically first um, take out one thing in a separate container. So basically what we will do, we will create a temporary variable. In this temporary variable, we will store either one of the things. uh, Usually we keep the current index. It's not mandatory, but yeah, this is a usual practice. Um, you can put whatever you want. I think you understood the concept of swap, so that is very important. Here we will put the length minus 1 minus I, and then in array of length minus 1 minus I we will put our temp. This is the logic to swap. So how this logic came is you can easily understand from this bucket problem. Simple. Let's put this thing in code. So first int, let me call it temp, is equal to my array of I. Then in array of I will put my array of array of array length minus 1 minus I. If you guys are not able to understand how this came, array mine dot length dot I, oh, minus I minus 1, then do let me know. I will try to explain in words as well, or and then again I will put the temp here. I will just take one more minute and will explain this logic once again to you. Not the swap logic, but this array dot length, because might be possible for the for few people who are new, they may get confused how I came to this particular solution. So our question was 12 9 8 90 80. 12 9 8 90 80. So I will just put it here. 12 9 8 90 80. Okay, so this is my index 0, this is my index 1, this is my index 2. If you understood it, you can skip this few minutes of this video, but it's very important for the comers who are not able to understand. So what we were saying is we have to swap this with my last, this thing with my second last, and this obviously is the in the middle, so we don't have to swap it. um, so basically we have to replace index 0 value with the last index. So I think this is very clear to you guys. Like when we write this, it gives us a result 12. When I write 4, it gives me the last. Correct? If I write A3, then it gives me 90. So this is basic array logic. So what I'm saying is we are trying to develop this equation which we just kept made it. So if I check a of 0, then we have to replace it with a with the 4. And obviously see the array, since array starts with 0, so length is 5, but your elements will start with 0. So here if I have a single, then I can say length minus 1. Length minus 1 is means 5 minus 1 is 4. So this will work for a of 0. But whenever you are trying to try to um, come up with a formula, always uh, try with few indexes, like first 2 3 indexes, so that you can understand if your formula is working properly or not. So if I put this length minus 1, then it will be more of constant, it will always return me 4. But with 1 I have to replace it with a of 3. I think this is becoming clear now. I have to replace 1 with 3. So if I just put length minus 1, it will be 4. But just now I saw, okay, this 1 is also there. So I can put 1 here. From here I can pick it and put it here. But as you try with more samples, like with 2 and 3, if you make this array a bit longer, you will see a pattern. It will increase like this: length minus 1 minus 2, length minus 1 minus 3, and this will be the index of your um, the current index which is currently running. So that's why this I came into at the end, length minus 1 minus I. And if you put it here, then obviously I is 0. So length minus 1 is obviously 4. 4 minus 0 is 4. I think now it could be clear. I am just guessing. Sometimes I think if you listen to it again, if this is not clear, then it will become clear. Now I will. Now my code is complete. Uh, Yeah, now this code is complete. I will just run through some of the test cases. In my all the videos, I always say, uh, whenever you get any program, run the test cases, then only try to understand uh, how it is working. Otherwise, sometimes it happens that your test cases are not passing, and um, you are sometimes learning the wrong code or learning the wrong technique. Uh, don't if you know uh, what I am doing it here with the clone, I think don't worry with this. Basically I am just cloning my array so that it will not be passed as a reference to the my methods, just because when I will print, I want my original values to be printed. So let's take this example. My input is 12 9 90 80. So what will be the output? Obviously the reverse. Let's check if it is working properly or not. So my input was 12 9 90 80, and it's 80 90 920. Perfect. And never hesitate if your any of the test case is not working. It's totally fine. uh, we can always rethink. Even in when I make my videos, I usually proceed in the steps in which my test cases passes. If suppose my test case fail, when I am actually when I actually develop the program and my test case fail, I try to record those things as well, so that you will understand, okay, where our logic were wrong and how we have to proceed. So this was minus 10 4 2 3 33. I think that looks good. Let's run the last two cases as well. 99. Perfect. This is the last test case in which we have three. 10, 20, 30, 30, 20, 10. No, perfect. So this looks good. So guys, whenever you get any problem, always try to break it in the logics. Okay, how we have to think. Just think of them as a number, and then think of breaking those things in your logic. The same code will work for Java. I have written the code for Java as well, and that I have checked in my this these repositories which you are seeing on the screen. Uh, these repos have the code for C Sharp, whatever we have just done, and this will have the code for the Java. The program is totally same. Means these are very small programs, and they usually remain same. Just like few thing changes, and that too because we are just language specific. Otherwise, the logic is exactly same. If I just show you my reversed array in Java code, then it also looks exactly same. If you see it, it's exactly same. Whatever the logic we have written, it's exactly the same. So don't worry that you are uh, uh, you are learning in C sharp, Java, or anything. It's all basically same. It's the logic where which we are learning in data structures and algorithms. It's not the language which we are focusing on. So anyways, you can find out the solution of both the languages. And these are some more things about me, like what I publish, and these are the social handlers. You can connect me on any social handler, and do comment in the video if you want any more problems to be solved. um, Thank you everyone. Let's connect again. Bye.